All right, let's get going here. It looks like everybody's going to be here is in, and since Stephen's on the line as well, and most of what this call is going to be centered around is his information, I'm going to turn it over to him. I'm going to keep myself muted for a lot of this call because we have some construction going on in the office here. So rather than have you hear the hammering, I'm going to mute myself when I'm not talking and unmute myself when I am. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Stephen, let you lead into it, and if you have anything you want me to show up on the screen here, just let me know and I will bring it up.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, how's it going? Just wanted to check in with everyone. As always, the Friday calls are usually an open forum, so I'm sure you guys have lots of questions, comments. A couple of things I wanted to go over. One would be we talked about yesterday with the DJs the idea of having sort of a challenge to have all the DJs create their best sort of diary post, and this diary post would be something a la the Martha Stewart post that she did on her blog, where she, I don't know if you've all seen it, but if you go to marthastewartblog.com, you'll see it, where she had stitches done, and she chronicled the entire thing. And in doing that, it actually ended up being the news. CNN did an entire video segment about it. They actually showed photos from, the gallery that she posted on her site of her getting the stitches. So what I did was I challenged all the DJs to do something similar. And that could be, the one idea we came up with was I wanted all the DJs to show on the site a collection that they have at home, and that might be like a collection of spoons. Clay from Buffalo did a collection of photos of his new puppy. Joe Chiliad from Buffalo suggested doing a collection of his ex-wives. I don't know. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we did that in case you weren't aware. And the whole purpose of doing that was just to show that not everything on these sites needs to be regurgitation of news, or, of course, as we always say, nobody here is a journalist, and I, by far, am not a journalist. And we want to show that really what we want to get on these sites is the life and times of the DJs, the life and times of the local people in your markets. And then we'll sprinkle in, of course, some of the national content that we help with the tip sheet, and you guys do a really great job of finding your own stuff. So just wondering if you've gotten any chatter from them on that. We're going to actually come up with a prize. Some people, of course, whenever there's a contest, everyone suggests an iPad, which I think is just hilarious because I would love my own iPad. I don't have one. Everyone seems to want an iPad. But just wondering if anyone's mentioned this challenge to you yet. And if you had any obstacles. Anyone?
I haven't heard about it yet, but I know my DJs were at an event yesterday. So could you shoot me over the premise of the whole contest?
Today I'm going to include it in the tip sheet. Andrea's off today, so I'll be sending out the tip sheet. I'm going to try to get that out before 5 p.m. today, since we've got some comments that everyone's looking for it a bit earlier. Really keeping it open. We just want to encourage all the DJs to go in and show their lives as much as possible, and we're really sort of keeping it open for creativity.
Okay. And you guys are going to supply the prize, or I have to?
Oh, we'll supply the prize. Yet to be determined.
All my people eat this pizza.
If you're a DPD and a PD and a DJ, are you eligible?
No.
Shut up, Marcy.
That's actually a good question, and I'm going to open it up to everybody, really. All of you are blogging, and it's not just about the DJs, it's about all of you as well. So,
Marcy.
What I would do, though, is I would encourage you guys to help the DJs. As you all know, there's just a bit of an obstacle when it comes to this type of thing, and I was telling them it doesn't need to be a gallery. It could be just 5 photos inserted into a post. And the reason that we're doing this is because I want to know for sure that they know how to do that. And if I don't see many submissions coming in, because I know everyone has a collection of something at home or in the office for that matter, it could be just a collection of albums or whatever, then I kind of get an idea, and Andrea gets an idea that, we know that people just, technically aren't there yet, and we need to do a bit more training in that area. So you guys are absolutely open to the contest. There are no rules and regulations, and really it's just up to my my choosing. And I don't have any favorites, by the way. Although Clay's puppy is pretty cute. Cool.
That sounds like
Okay.
fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. And actually, we're looking for some ideas to encourage the DJs to do some blogging like this. So please drop me a line if you have any other ideas. The other thing I wanted to go over was hyperlinking. We went over this yesterday with the DJs again, and I think we went over it with the DPDs earlier in the week. It's actually becoming a bit of a problem. We're getting notifications of content being lifted from other sites without any attribution, as they say, or any credit. So we've seen some examples of entire AP articles being lifted. Although I know that there may still be some legacy sites out there that are allowed to do that, but the sites that we found I don't think can do that, and we're actually going to contact the site owner about that. The DPD, I can't remember right now which site it was. You guys, I'm really going to put it into your laps, the DPDs, just to really make sure you're looking at all the posts going out and making sure that no one's lifting content. The last thing that we want are the DJs feeling that they just need to get posts up as quickly as possible and as many as possible, and in doing that, they're just lifting content. We've gotten some feedback that a lot of the DJs think that if they put just the fact that it's an AP story, they can go and do it, or the fact that it's from another website that they can lift the whole thing, which, as you all know, is not true. It's just like a photo. You do need to credit it, and you can't use the entire article. So what I hope remedies the situation is I am actually going to throw out the idea of every post that everyone posts on our site should have some link. That means that if someone is writing, about a date they had the night before, at the very least, they should have a link to the restaurant that they went to, a link to something, because what I want people thinking is, we should be providing this service to everybody who comes to our sites, and if it's just plain text and there's no really useful information where they're not linking out to somebody or showing somebody something new, we're not really, doing everybody a great service. If you're writing about a story that you've seen on CNN, we really need to point out the fact that we got that story from CNN. It does seem kind of odd that we're writing about something that we've heard in the news, but we don't attribute it somewhere, or we don't credit somebody. And in fact, sometimes other sites will see us talking about their stuff, and then if we don't link to them, then they won't link to us. So we just want to make sure that doesn't happen. And just along those lines, we're still seeing people just pasting in the entire URL at the bottom of the post. It should be something to the effect of, for more information, go to CNN, and then linking the copy of CNN. So I want everybody on this call to make sure that all their DJs know how to link specific words, because what I'm feeling is that people are just throwing the entire link in because they don't know how to link words. It's bad for SEO. It looks messy. It looks, I hate to use the word amateur because technically we're all amateurs here, but it looks kind of messy. I want to ask right now, do you all feel your DJs know the basics of linking, of knowing how to actually use the little link button to provide a hyperlink in the site? Does everybody feel that their DJs know how to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any DPDs on right now whose sites have just launched? No.
Sorry.
Okay, so I need to check in. I need to check in with them then, just to make sure.
Stephen?
Yeah.
I was just sitting here thinking, I blog a lot about my animals.
Yeah, is this Nancy?
Yes, obviously. But I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but what would I link to when I talked about my horse dying? I mean, that's something you wouldn't link.
Well, actually, you could link to the horses specifically.
Oh, somebody just said glue.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, my God.
I don't agree with that. I do not approve of that comment. If this was Facebook, I would not approve. It's not liking from me. I mean, Nancy, you know, that's a great question, and I don't know. I mean, we just have to be creative there, and the reason that I'm throwing this out there is to make sure that everyone's just constantly thinking about how they can buy a service and link out. For you, I would, in that specific example, I would suggest if your horse is a specific breed, just, you know, Google it, find it on Wikipedia, and then link out to that specific thing. If you have photos of them somewhere on Facebook that are public, then, you know, link out to more photos of them. I mean, your Facebook profile is probably not public, but if you have photos of them somewhere, then link out to that. You know, there's lots of different ways of doing it, and you know, as I always say in every phone call and every email, if you guys don't have an idea, shoot me an email, and I'm always open to throwing you ideas.
Okay.
That's what I want to do all day. That's my goal. So.
I have to tell you something that happened, and I forwarded it to Steve.
This is Stephen. Oh, to Steve Price.
Yes. No, at Town Square.
Yeah.
You're not the one that's doing the Taste of Country.
No, that's Pete.
Pete, that's who it was. I got an email today from Sarah Evans, Sarah Evans Record Company.
Right.
About a post I put on KLOF.
Great. In a good way?
No, because I had the link. I was linking to her website, and he wanted me to link it to something else. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, hey, can you link it here instead? And I'm like, what the heck? I'm just, you know, Lawton, Oklahoma. You know, it was kind of interesting.
Nancy, that is a great example of you sort of have to think. You know, we've gotten the mindset that our audiences aren't that huge, but the funny thing is that you did that, and it probably came up in their Google alerts that you linked to it, and they ended up contacting you. So we have to start thinking that if you think about the fact that 5 million people are looking at everything you do every day, then you sort of start thinking, am I really doing the right thing here? So the fact that he reached out to you, it just shows people are reading the stuff that we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would actually, you know, like you said, I would take that as a compliment. The fact that he bothered to reach out to you, that's fantastic.
I'll forward it to Rob just so he can read it.
Yeah, I think it's great. Any other comments? Any other obstacles that people have come up against in getting their DJs to blog, or just not knowing technically how to do things?
It seems like here in Lawton they want to all blog at the same time, and so I'm running from one side of the building to the other because, you know, when they start posting stuff, they have questions. But that's good. I'm glad that they're doing it. So
Nancy, are they putting them in draft and then you're approving them and posting them, or are they just going ahead and making them live?
No, I'm letting them make them live, but I'm still looking at them, and if I see an issue, I'll put them back into draft mode and then send them an email and say, hey, there was a couple of things, and kind of walk through it, and then we'll repost it, or we'll republish it together.
Got it. Okay, one thing you might consider is possibly having you checking them out first, because the one danger in putting them into draft is that, you know, God forbid somebody actually linked to that post, found it somewhere and said, oh, or put it on their Facebook and said, oh, this is awesome. If you put it back into draft, that link is technically broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, the one thing you could do is just not take it out of, just not put it in draft and just fix it live. Or the other option would be, you know, to just have you check everything before it goes live, which I understand could be a bit messy. But you could always put some DJs on probation if you're just not sure if they're ready to go prime time yet. Any other comments? Cool. Then, hey, Rob, are you still there in the midst of construction?
Yep.
Pardon me one second. Oh, pardon me. Was there anything else, Rob, that you wanted to go over?
I don't really have anything else on my list, no. I mean, functionality stuff hasn't really changed. One issue that I've been getting a lot of reports on, and so I just want all you guys to be aware of on the line here, if you aren't already, is that the changes to the display name. People have been emailing me saying that we try to change somebody's display name from the drop down within their profile, and for whatever reason it doesn't stick. That is a known bug that we're working on right now, and so we are working to get that resolved. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's not that that specific account is broken. It is a system-wide issue that we're experiencing. There are, for some reason, a few accounts that are able to change it, but by and large, the vast majority cannot. And so we are working on a fix for that. I'm going to send around a team-wide communication to everybody once we do get that deployed, because I know that's concerning a lot of your markets. But it is in the works. I don't have a drop-dead date as to when it's going to be finished, but it is in the works. Cool. Other than that, I mean, you want to just open it up. Any questions, concerns about anything that you guys have?
Hey, this is Dre in Lufkin.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I just had an issue come up from my supervisor. We've had a couple people come in, and showing us the website and how the top of it kind of overlaps. And so, we're dealing with people that are still using dial-up internet, and I mean, we're a smaller market, and we're not in a big city or anything, so a lot of people don't have the most updated version of Mozilla or Internet Explorer. And so I was just wondering if there was anything we could do other than get them to just download the newest version.
I mean, the issue with, at least with Internet Explorer, is the furthest back, the way we set this up from the get-go is the furthest back that we support on Internet Explorer is IE7, and so that came out in like 2006, I'm pretty sure. And the reason IE6, which is the one before that, isn't supported is because some of the things we've done to the layout design-wise for the site to make it look good and to make it look, like it's a cutting-edge site wouldn't work in IE6. And so we kind of had to make a decision, okay, do we want to limit the site's usability and make it so it's accessible, backdating to the earlier browsers such as Internet Explorer 6, or keep it so people who are in new browsers have the best experience? And we took the latter approach. And so we have been testing and supporting it back through IE7, but we can't really do much before that.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just keep telling them to download, one of the newest versions. And I think what I'm going to do is just put a little image widget and just say, hey, click here to download the newest version of, whatever your browser in order to see your site, or I don't know, something like that. So
yeah, maybe just put something in that says, the newest Internet Explorer is, and then have the number. The newest Firefox is, have the number, so people know, oh man, I'm using, 3 versions back, whatever, and then maybe they will think, okay, it's time for me to upgrade. Because, I mean, IE6, which a lot of people are sadly still using, I think that came out, 15 years ago or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So a lot has definitely changed since then. And so we're doing the same thing. We're just telling people, we can go back as far as we can support so that it still looks good, but anything before that would impact the site for everybody.
Okay. Thanks.
So that is a good question, because you're not the first person to ask that. That has come up a couple times so far.
Well, I mean, that's what I figured. When the guy came in and I looked at it and I was like, well, what version is this? He's like, well, this is my work computer. I think it's 4 or something. I'm like, okay, you should try and download something else, and then I'm sure it'll work. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Excellent. Anybody else? Looks like at least one person has jumped off, and it looks like that was Stephen. Maybe he's still on the line, but he's out of the webinar. So is there anybody who is on the line here still who has any concerns? Stephen, if you're still there, chime in, but it looks like he's gone.
No, actually, no, I'm still here. Do you hear me?
Yeah, that's weird. You're no longer appearing in the room, in the lobby, as one of the attendees.
Oh.
Did you quit the meeting itself? Are you no longer seeing my screen?
No, I see everything, but, oh, you're right. I just crashed. It must be my web browser.
You must not be in the latest version of IE or Firefox.
See what I did there?
Did you have some, are we having some speed issues? Because I almost put my fist through the computer this morning.
Let me try. Let me bring up, let's see how long it takes me to load up K-Law. Yeah, it looks like it is going a bit slower than normal. That's that's a good. I would reach out to Dig on that if it persists. He's been in touch with Rackspace throughout the day, and because I know that there were some issues yesterday, and he's still dealing with them on that. But it might just be like a momentary downtime. So see if it persists throughout the afternoon.
Okay. Oh, I know what we were going to talk about. I talked to Andrea yesterday.
Yeah.
Is there a little short document, or maybe could you do like a little short video of how to post a video on the sites? There's, because there's so many different ways that you can do it, and I've shown these guys, but I think if they have something that they can watch over and over again instead of coming to get me every time they want to put a video on, it would be really helpful.
So just a video of how to use the O embed?
Yeah, like if I want to put a YouTube video on, but I don't, okay, so I do want it to show up in my featured link, or, my loop.
Yeah.
When I don't want it to show up in my loop, just showing them those two ways of how to post a video. Like on just a little tiny, like a recording of it.
Yeah, I can put something together. I can just do a little video of that. That shouldn't be a problem. Give me till the end of the weekend.
You got that, Rob? You're okay to do that? Are you sure?
Yeah, that's no problem. Those are pretty easy for me to put together, and given what she just went over, those should be quite easy. So yeah, I mean, I can't do it today, but if you give me a few days, I'll be able to get it up by early next week for sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
That's a great suggestion, Nancy. I can definitely see how that people would find that much more useful. It's a lot easier to see it in real time than just read about it.
And I think coming from Rob, too, it's going to hold more weight.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I hope so. I hope my word carries some weight.
Just don't make him angry. That's what I have to say, guys. Just don't.
Yeah, exactly.
He just
scares me. I don't know about you guys.
Scares me too, let me tell you.
He's a pussycat. An evil pussycat. Anyway.
Anything else for any of you guys here? Nothing? All right, then. I'll let you get back to it. I'll put even though this was a brief call, I was able to record it, so I'll get the recording up for anybody who missed it, and I will get out the details for whatever we're doing. I still have I'll have to circle up with Stephen, after this call to see what exactly the agenda for Monday is. Actually, Stephen, you know what the agenda for Monday is here, or are we going to keep it a secret?
I think we might be keeping it a secret because I just have to check with Andrea to see what we'll actually be presenting. She's the holder of the documentation.
Gotcha. All right, well then once I have that information, you guys will send out the registration details for Monday's call this afternoon, and then we can circle up again then. But if I don't speak to any of you before now and Monday, have an excellent weekend.
That Monday call, is that the combined call now, or are we going to start doing that as a combined call?
Yeah, so we're doing, I'm pretty sure, and I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure from 2 to 3, or from 2 to, or what is it, Stephen? It's like 2 to 3 we do the, you guys and stuff.
It's 2 to 3. Is it 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3? I can never remember, but we're actually going to work on trying to put them into one phone call that might be like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we would do it in a way that the DPDs, if they don't find it useful, they can drop off. So probably do one first. For our call on Monday, I mean, what we're finding is that we're doing too much in the training. We're doing too much in one session, so we're going to be breaking them down into sort of singular little bits to give everybody some sort of space to breathe and make sure they understand what's going on. But yeah, we're going to have to find out all the information on those phone calls. I mean, definitely we're looking to sort of slim all the meetings down, make them much more focused, because with the launch there's a lot of calls, but once everyone's launched, hopefully we're going to get everything a little bit more standardized. So we'll all let you know.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, folks. Well, if you have any other concerns or questions this afternoon, let me know. I'll be around and I'll be working on stuff. Otherwise, I'll talk to you all Monday.
Thanks, Rob.
Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you all soon.